Business continuity management helps organization to minimize the likelihood, impact, and consequences of disasters and also helps organization to return to normal operation as fast as possible. Business continuity management is the combination of business continuity plan and disaster recovery plan. Why business continuity required? Business continuity is the need of every business, as it helps to keep the business running in critical and disaster situations. This resilience feature helps to build customer trust and bring more business. BCP is also required for the necessary compliance requirements set by government or respective industry bodies. In view of governance, business continuity address compliance requirements and help to set the strategy, and in view of management body, it should help in growing business by building trust and protect the business and brand. It is the responsibility of governance body or board of directors to develop a business continuity policy, and this shows the due care by the governance body. To develop a BCP, governance body need to check for all compliance obligations from government side and respective industry bodies such as HIPAA for health sector, PCI-DSS for finance. Also, this BCP policy should cover the responsibilities for planning, execution, and also evaluating readiness to face abnormal conditions. And this policy should also establish a routine review process of the BCP document to find any gaps or new changes in compliance requirements, etc. This policy document will set the direction for the management for resilience. This BCP document should ensure resilience. Resilience means to minimize the risk of disruptions and improve the response in event of disruptions. So it will ensure right people do right things at right times. The first phase in the development of a BCP is planning. This planning phase should plan for resilience, which should take into account the people, process, and system combination of these three only run the business and organization. This planning phase is done by the business leaders. In planning phase, we need to identify the organization priorities, define the resources for the business continuity management work, and same time ensure that this plan should handle events of disruption. BCP document creation planning phase also have sub-phases. These are: first, we need to initiate planning, then need to do a scoping and set objectives for the plan, take some assumptions, and set the constraints also. To initiate planning, the governance body need to take the decision on resilience, depending on the key drivers for the organizations. For private organization, the key driver is building customer trust to gain more business. But for a public organization, the delivery of service is the key driver force. Once organization decide to increase the resilience, now need to determine the scope of work. It's always better to limit the scope of the work, as it's not possible to have controls for all disruptive events. Also, scoping defines which disruptive events should be included in analysis and the resources to be devoted to the planning effort. Also, in scoping, the amount of time to be devoted to planning is also decided. Objective is an end state to be achieved without specifying the means of achieving it. Example of objective can be a simple statement like, to restore critical services within 1 hour of disruption is an objective. Constraints can be for resources like budget, key personnel, and time. Constraints also covers the areas of specific attention. These areas will come from the acceptable risk criteria set by the management. Assumptions covers the statement believed to be true. These statements allow planning to continue. Example of assumption statement can be a situation that primary data center is not usable due to flooding. Assumptions will reduce uncertainty impact by doing assumptions of uncertainties and working to prove their validity. When we document the scope with objective, related constraints, and assumptions, we got a charter. And this charter document should be acknowledged by senior leadership. And this charter will also help in measuring the result of a planning phase. BCP planning phase require a team, and good planning team needs to be created for an efficient BCP document. Some of the factors need to be considered for this are: planning team should have representative from each affected area. So planning team must include representative from line of business, HR, legal, compliance, information security professionals. Planning team members should be open to collaborate and should also have interpersonal trust. BCP planning phase have some deliverable. These deliverable must be defined in charter document. These deliverable are risk assessment, business impact analysis, critical business function identification, recovery priorities, recovery strategy, and business continuity plan. BCP document lifecycle. First need to initiate planning, and then the scope is documented with objective constraints and assumptions. And combination of these give a charter document. This charter document should have BCP as a deliverable, and all these documents need to be approved by the senior members. After approval, the business continuity plan will be implemented. Training and awareness activities will be conducted. Incident response activities will be done, and finally the plan activation scenarios can be decided and executed.